Hello and good evening and welcome to coverage of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, live from Exeter Lanes in New Hampshire. My name is Greg Gouillard and we are here with round one action. The home bowler is best in the Northern Conference, number one, John Winchell out of here, Exeter Lanes in New Hampshire. But first, here's the visitor, North number 8 seed, Aaron St. Cyr. On the head pin to begin, and he starts with a 5-8 leave. Single elimination, 5-string eliminator. Total pinfall, no more points. Just most pins wins. St. Cyr on the curtain. And the third ball coming on up. Nine to begin. You see the scores update on your screen here, and we'll keep, although as always I stress that these scores are unofficial, we'll compare the official scores as frequently as we can, probably between strings. St. Cyr, another breakup here. 3-6-10. On the outside, got it. Spare in the second. So 10 in that box, plus the value of this next ball. And let's take a moment to go over the road to this point, the regular season format. This is the Northern Conference, where 16 bowlers were split into 4x4 divisions. The Southern Conference had 16 more bowlers doing the same thing. St. Cyr's fill ball is on the head pin. Good fill, bad leave. It's a 7-drop. 18 weeks was the length of the regular season, where each bowler bowled 3 matches against division rivals, then 12 matches against everyone else in the conference, followed by 3 more rivalry matches to close it out. Now, in those 5-string matches, bowlers won 2 points for each string, 4 for total pinfall, and splitting points for any ties, and these match points determine the standings and these seeds. That's an 8 box because it struck the wood in the channel. Again, we appreciate the support of all the bowlers and, of course, all of you watching here live on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Facebook page, and, of course, our audience on YouTube, Spread Eagle Productions. We thank you very much. This is a hay bale on the right side. There's a 9-pin amongst the 3, 5, 6, and 10. Got on the object area and left the 6-10. Gets one more pin on the third ball. 43 through 4, as you see here. Aaron St. Cyr has a 113 average. His home center, Academy Lanes, Haverhill, Massachusetts. Took out the right side. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Needs an out here on the third ball. 4 down, 6 to go. And a good out indeed, turns 4 into 9, and he sits down on a 52 half. Now on lane 11, John Winchell. John Winchell, a home bowler, average 122 out of here, Exeter Lanes. Got on the head pin, and it's a hammer to begin. Welcome to playoff bowling. Strike Phil on the head pin, a little skinnier this time, but already filling well to start. First box is 10 plus the value of these first 2 balls, 7 down so far, and we'll update the strike fills after the second ball is rolled. One more pin, so the strike fill is 8. And a 10. Maintaining his profit on that strike. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. We have a lot of ACST playoff action tonight, and we're so thrilled you could spend part of your evening with us. Do please feel free to give us any feedback. Please like the video if you do like it. Of course, it tells Facebook as well that people like Candlepin Bowling. And also leave a comment. I can see them here. Be nice, please. But we do appreciate your feedback, and thank you very much for your support either way. 2-1 split. 2-4-6. Second ball grabs the pins as best he's able. 9 or 10. (37-3). John Winchell, like I mentioned, has the best record in the Northern Conference, record of 162-90, based on those match points I mentioned earlier, accumulated during the regular season. That's a 64% win rate. (2-4). Slightly challenging wood in front. It looks to be almost, like I said, running lane-wise, so this will be a little difficult to negotiate. Tripped on the wood, takes out the 4. Completes the 10 box and has 47-4. So John Winchell had 162 points during the regular season. Seed number 2, Josh Daly, with 151. Unfortunately, of course, as we know, Josh Daly was upset in his match. A 7-2 upset. Matt Susi was the winner in that match. This is 4 horsemen right and a 7 pin. Puts a good bid on it, and it didn't quite carry over to the 10. A 9 box, and John Winchell has an early 4-pin lead. Again, to everyone who tuned in just now, thank you very much for watching. My name is Greg Guyar, and we are live here at Exeter Lanes in New Hampshire. Pleased to bring you live action of round 1 of the ACST Playoffs Northern Conference. I'll run down the bracket in just a moment, but first, Aaron St. Cyr on lane 10. Got on the head pin, spread eagle. In fact, it's worse than that. The 8 and the 9 pins are up as well. Took out that triangle number 6 on the right side. The 6, 9, 10 went out. Still has 5 pins remaining. Could use this out to keep pace. Well pinned overall. That's 8. So the 1 versus 8 matchup in the first round, Winchell and St. Cyr, that's the one watching live now. Head pin hit! The 6, down you go, strike. Number 2 and 7 was Josh Daly and Matt Soucy. Matt Soucy with the upset. And then number 3 and 6, Keith Beaupre hosting Bruno DeFeo. That is scheduled to take place Saturday with Justin Scally on the call. And then also taking place tonight, the same Justin Scally playing host to Nate Lees. That's the 4 versus 5 matchup in the Northern Conference. Full on the head pin now, still filling a strike. Got 1 object pin. And gets 2 object pins and a 7 fill on the strike. Too bad about the 3rd ball, but a 7 box. Still 2 marks over par, 84 through 7. That's a skipper off the foul line, and the bouncing bomb collects 9 pins, leaving just the 6. And there it goes. St. Cyr covers as possibly on pace for a 120 string already, depending on this fill. He's in the pocket this time. 7 drop on the spare. And he does meet that pace. 101 through 8, and he has triangle number 2, the 2, 4, and 5. He's had a lot of these tricky triangles, and this one goes. Spare in the 9th. And St. Cyr is stringing marks together in game number 1. Remember, 5 strings total pinfall. And this spare fill, 10 pin, teeters, totters, and drops. 7 fill with a 3, 5, and 9. And a 118. Now John Winchell to reply. Going by you anyway. Those observant of you will realize I actually botched the scoring slightly. I was a box behind. Nonetheless, 118. John Winchell will need a couple of marks to match this, and against a 3-5-10, this will be daunting. I'll go over the Southern Conference in just a moment. On the 3-pin, it looked good. Maybe a shade more to the right as it happens. Would have collected it. In the Southern Conference, 1 versus 8. Waters and Walsh. Waters prevailed in that one by about 4 marks. 8 for Winchell. 2 versus 7. That was the marquee brother versus brother matchup. Tim versus Scott. You can watch that match on Spread Eagle Productions on YouTube. 3 versus 6, a matchup that is already in progress as I understand. Ed Woodside hosting Steven Reno Jr. And 4 versus 5. Taylor upset Hunter 5-4. 5 seed over 4 seed. With a pretty sizable margin too. Sean Taylor had 584 to his opponent's 518. The chance against 5'9" goes into the curtain. But completes the 10 and a 74 through 7. I mentioned had a 162 and 90 record. In second place with Tim Douglas. Hold on a second. This leave is the 1358910. The top seed in the South was Justin Waters with, get this, a record of 190 and 62 for a 75% win rate. And then in second place, Tim Douglas's 175 and 77. Mitchell could use an out here, 1, 5, 8, and 10. He got the object pin and 2 more to go with it. 8 box, 82 through 8. Box 9, got the head pin. Now, this is interesting. 3-pin teetering and tottering, but not dropping this time. So this is 3, 6, 7, and 10. I'm not entirely convinced about the angle of that wood, but it's definitely not awful. Let's see where he chooses to play this. That second piece, really only the cap is covering the 7. He's on the area, and it somehow rings the 6-pin. Alright, it's a 10 here. You're looking for a few more breaks here. As it stands, Aaron St. Cyr's ahead by about 2.5 marks, but this is early going in just the first string of 5. Headpin this time. And here's another puzzle to solve. That piece of wood disappears, leaving the 4, 7, and 9. We can see that plank right in front of the 9. Which will play the pin, cuts it over and doesn't quite make it over to the 9. And that concludes the first string. Winchell's 10 box brings him up to 102. No points awarded in the playoffs, but Aaron St. Cyr off to a great start with a 16-pin lead. St. Cyr begins the second. Ooh, this is an interesting one. The scores are confirmed, 118 to 102. Aaron St. Cyr has a 4, 5, and 7. I believe that Dan Castle says Needs a name, perhaps the castle, and it's definitely annoying when the head pin just buzzes by that 2-pin. It just doesn't give you the action you want. Got it. Both bowlers good accuracy on every single ball, pinning well. Now a skinny slice of the head pin. Oh, look. Another tricky triangle, this time the 3-5-6. Triangle number 3. Got it! That grows the advantage. With another good fill, Aaron could be at least 3 marks ahead at this stage. The number 8 seed. Off to a strong start. Spare fill. Washed out 5. Left the Cagliari. The leave, named after Bob Cagliari, consists of the 4 horsemen and an inner pin. In this case, 4 horsemen left on the 9. Got on the head pin. Good sticks on the second ball. And now a piece of wood in front of the 4-7. There's 9. Another one of those annoying pieces of wood that looks like it's covering both, but didn't quite. Aaron St. Cyr is the 8th seed, the 4th wild card, therefore, as all 4 division winners got seeds 1 through 4, narrowly pipping Chris Winiarz. Aaron St. Cyr had 132 match points, Winiarz 129. That's a good head pin drop and a 3-6 leave. And a spare again in the 4th. Here we go again. This one in the 3-pin, and this time it's a 3-fill. On the head pin, got a whole lot except for the 6. Threw the head pin sideways and it went around the 6. But a strong half for Aaron St. Cyr. 55 at the half. So now over to John Winchell. As a force of habit, I would imagine, after the 5th box for St. Cyr, between boxes 4 and 5, he starts warming up immediately. Mimicking the motions in the waiting area, waiting for his turn. This is another head pin hit and another split, unfortunately. 6-7-10. Plays right side of the wood, gets another. The only top seed that's won as they were expected to on paper was Justin Waters. He won his match by 28 pins. Every other result I know of so far, we know of so far, has been an upset. Got on the head pin this time, and a lot of dominoes drop. That piece of wood just tapped it with the cap. And now rolls away, leaving John Winchell with an open shot at the 7-pin. Check the result of that. Second ball you saw go wide left, although both bowlers shared a good laugh about it. Always good-natured competition here at the ACST. Takes out the left side. I thought I saw John Winchell nod, and indeed that was a fair ball, so a 10 box. Got in the object pin, yes! A fantastic second ball to bounce back. And a chance now to close the gap. Stephen, thanks so much for checking in all the way down south. John Winchell now on a spare in the third. Winchell had that one strike in the earlier string. He's got 8 on this. Wood frozen to the edge of the plate, I should say, in front of the 4 and 7. Got on the red line, yes. And back-to-back spares. So, a chance here. If John Winchell can fill well here, this gap could be down to under 10 pins. On the head pin, the fill is high. And it's 10. And just like that, there you see it on your screen. +7 +2 at the half. St. Cyr with a big shot now. That 10-pin won't drop, so unfortunately it's 8-10 and a piece of wood just over to the side. That looks pretty deep down. I don't see a way on this one, but let's see. Good pinning by St. Cyr. A pin on an object pin. Every ball an object pin. 10.
The money match, I only had 90 on Sunday from playoffs. I started with 90. I was like, when I started with a strike, I absolutely hate starting with a strike.
Got on the head pin this time. 6 is all that's left. Pop goes the wood. And you can kiss that pin goodbye for another spare. St. Cyr responding well to this recent flurry by John Winchell. That's a skipper off the foul line. That's 5.
Oh, the wood stopped it.
The wood stopped it. You may have heard Winchell on the mic there. Unlucky after burying it right into the 1-2. 10 box. And a good string working. And in hopes this ad isn't too intrusive, there you see our QR code for the YouTube channel I work with as well, Spread Eagle Productions. With thanks to Bob Lee, as always, for coordinating us and all my colleagues. I'll leave that code on the screen for a moment. So you can go there, subscribe, and check out all our videos and all the great Candlepin content we have to offer and hope to continue offering. Even if we are approaching the off-season right now, but we have big hopes for the future. That's on the head pin.
Get there.
Another skipper off the foul line looks promising. And now it's St. Cyr who's pinning well, but desperate for a break. Right now, Winchell still has the advantage decidedly, but a mark would stem the tide. Aaron, drop the 5. 3 is left. Here's the opportunity to do exactly that with a 10th box mark. Yes! So, one more ball in the 10th to fill. 110 plus this. And it's on the head pin. Ay, ay, ay. Well, the wood looked for a second like it was going to take the 10, but the best part is he doesn't have to shoot at that. Second string, 115 for Aaron St. Cyr. 2-string total, 233. The score is correct, 233. And now that spare fill was significant, but with strike fill, John Winchell could put the match right back into balance. 8 so far, and now this deceptive leave. It's probably... Now this is interesting. It's double wood. It's the 3 and 9. And there's a piece of wood either touching or between. And the wood deflected it away. Winchell gets his stick and gets a 9 fill on that, but throws up his hands wondering how in the world was I supposed to navigate that. Again, thank you to everyone who's watching live on Facebook right now and later on YouTube. Do please feel free to let us know how you're doing on the comments section below, and give this video a like if you are indeed liking it by hitting the thumbs up button on either platform. Either way, we greatly appreciate your support just by watching. Spread Eagle. Which is, of course, the name origin for Spread Eagle Productions. Now, he's got a pin working side to side. That's not bad carry for the second ball. And he'll have at least 8 on this. Okay. So 8 this time. So 3 boxes to go in the string if John Winchell gets at least one more mark. the string and fills it decently well. This could be a tight horse race after the first two strings. That's a huge head pin hit. That 6-pin finally drops. And Winchell has another strike here in the second string. Again, my name is Greg Guyar, and we are live here at Exeter Lanes in New Hampshire, bringing you playoffs action here at the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. The number 1 seed filling a strike. He's got good mix on the first ball, and he's ended up with the 1, 2, 7, and 10. That plank in front of the 7 should simplify the shot. Not that it's terribly simple in the first place. Just shaded by the head pin. He did get the 2. So if Winchell pins out, this would be a tight race. So another 8. And I'll go over recent results when we start the third string. I don't know if you can hear John Winchell, but as is his habit, he grunts with every ball. And he's left the 1, 2, and 8. So again, another annoying variant of double wood. Got in the object area, yes! And a very significant spare, because whatever Winchell fills in the 10th is more or less his lead. Spare fill in the 10th. On the head pin, a huge mix. And a 9 fill to conclude. And by my count, that is 139, and an 8-pin lead for Winchell in the match will confirm. Oh boy, hope you didn't see that. That was a voice. That was a voice and a face for radio. St. Cyr begins with a half Worcester. Those scores are correct. As you see on your screen, John Winchell is ahead by 8 pins so far. Now that... Ooh, you saw that late carry there. No spare all the same, but good mix on the second ball. St. Cyr continuing to plug away. I did promise, didn't I? Remember, there were 3 matches within the division at the start of the season, as well as at the end of the regular season. In week 16, Aaron St. Cyr had a 14-0 win against Rich Gingras with an average north of 122. Then week 17, 3-11 loss to Justin Scally, 539, unfortunately. But then finished strong, week 18, 12-2 win against Stan Parker. 130 average in that last game, 2 149s in the bookend games. Ooh! Wood was not angled quite correctly. Or perhaps one could quibble about the placement, but nonetheless, another 10 for St. Cyr. You could play the world's worst game of tic-tac-toe with all those X's. This one washes out 5. He's got 4 horsemen left and an 8-pin. An unusual configuration. Usually you see the 9 or the 10 when you get this sort of a leave. As it is, this is probably the simplest sleeper to work with. That's, ooh, on the head pin, too bad. It's a ball on the object pin, but all the same, it leaves him with 4 to get. And again, the third ball is a good one. Only 1 pin left through 3 boxes. He will need a mark, but he only needs a mark. And nothing more to this point. Takes out 3. Back on the head pin this time. Thank goodness for that sidewall carry, leaving the 3-7. Takes the aggressive try, and it's a 9 out of it. I say that because there was a plank in front of the 7-pin. Perhaps he was not as convinced as I was that it was a safe pin. Sometimes that wood deflects around. Plus, in a tight match, you never know. 1 pin could make the difference. That's a great head pin mix. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, an iPod stuck on replay, that's triangle number 3 for St. Cyr. He gets it again. I guess he can live off of that shot. And he'll be pleased to sit down on a mark after good, consistent pinning up until leading up to that. John Winchell, lane 11. Exeter Lanes, Exeter, New Hampshire. As we head for halfway in these ACST playoffs. That's on the head pin, he broke it up. 6-10. I knew I was missing something. This is the 3rd string of 5. Got on the outside, yes. Sidewall cooperated. Opening spare. Winchell can chain a few marks together. He might start to pull away. Takes his time. Ooh, my. 3, 5, and 8 was taken out for a 3 fill. Not often you see that. Got on the head pin this time. Now he's got a 2-2 split to work out on the 3rd ball. Week number 16, John Winchell against his divisional rivals. Week 16, it was a 10-4 win versus Dom Drake, 613. That's a great out, turning 6 into 9. As he bridged the gap on that split. I'll jump to week 18 and mention he had a 12-2 victory versus Nate Lees. with 637, average north of 127 on that. And in week 17, he had an average north of 122 versus Nick Norcross, and somehow lost 6-8 in that match. But who was that a bigger heartbreaker for? After all, Nick Norcross also narrowly missed the playoff cut himself. The man in blue, Aaron St. Cyr, had 132 match points. Nick Norcross, 127. Winchell got the 3-7 and leaves the 1. So if a mark doesn't come in these next 2 boxes, we'll still be level. Ten it is. Both bowlers with 1 mark apiece so far in string number 3. A match that was 1 versus 8 on paper is shaping up to be a good one. 4-5-7. Oh, too bad on the 4 and 5. You've got to be kidding me, he said. You may have seen him point earlier. He was pointing to ask for the music to be turned down. Focus so important as we go down the stretch. 10. Keeping the pins, staying on track. All told, he may still be a mark ahead when all is said and done, presuming good pinning. But a good fill by St. Cyr. We'll see. Head pin. Ay, ay, ay. That would have been a sweet Philly jokes. The dreaded W. Now, he's got a good mix here. That's about the best you can do with a nonsense like that. 7 down, 3 to go. In this 1 versus 8 matchup, single elimination, 5 strings, total pinfall. And I have it down as a 50-half for John Winchell. I'll confirm. So, friends, we are at the halfway point here. Indeed, the scores are correct as you see them. The lead for John Winchell is 10 minus this. A skinny head pin hit and a good sidewall kick. You see that total? And you see where we're headed. Got the wood carried back to the 9. Too bad. Box 7 on the 3 pin. Took out 3, took out the 3, 6, and 9. Now then, this is a devious configuration for the third ball. This is 1, 4, 5, 7, and 10. How many can he snag here? Oh!
Bounce back. The head tip. Hey, Lucas, it's kind of funny when they get the bounce.
Maybe a 6-box. I'll just confirm that real quick. I thought I saw a 5-pin. Apparently, I did not. Had been hit. 6 doesn't go into 10, unfortunately. So a 2-1 split, but consider the wood. The wood in front of the 6-10 might be a bit too vertical, but there is a barn door in front of the 7. Let's see. There's cap! 6-10. And 10.
Go.
For some reason, my scorer did not update the 6-box. The score on your screen is correct now, which makes sense, considering the mark St. Cyr has gotten earlier. 2, 5, and 7. Ooh, just scooted by the 2-pin. And it did not guide. Ah. I see the fly in the ointment. I recorded the score on the wrong side. How silly. Again, thank you to everyone watching here live on Facebook. All 17 of you, thank you for your likes and your comments and your views. Much appreciated. This is a huge head pin hit. Can't carry a corner. Too bad.
Come on, you gotta hit one to make it.
Winchell's been doing more of the talking, but St. Cyr now is bemoaning his fortune out loud.
Double rock. Chance. Right there, bud.
Now, it's such a close match. The significance of the third ball heightens.
That was unbelievable. No luck at all, bud.
Well, one error cascades into another. I had scored the box on the wrong side as well, which meant I was 1 box behind. It's a string of 99 for St. Cyr. And now a 5-7 lead for Winchell, who could pin out a 9-pin advantage if he pins out. It's tricky against a 5-7. He tried to cap the wood en route, I think. That's a good out. One way or another it was going. He mentions he thinks he could have gotten the wood. He thinks he could have gotten the break. No matter, on to the 7th. This tight matchup. Washed out. This is 6, 7. Still wood moving. 8. 1, 3. Here it comes, just short of the object. If John Winchell wins this match, he gets Matt Susi, and that's guaranteed. If Aaron St. Cyr wins and Keith Beaupre wins, that will be the matchup. If Bruno DeFeo prevails over Keith Beaupre, then Aaron St. Cyr would get the winner of Scally versus Lees. 10. The string is shaping up to be a push. Just weird leaves in this string 3. That's the nature of Candlepin sometimes. At the end of the day, sometimes these pins just have their way. That said, all it means is these next few strings could be very, very significant. 8th box, head pin. 3-1 split. 3, 4, 6, and 10. Into the 3-6, he rang the 4-pin. Unbelievable bid on that. Not far off the mark at all, so to speak. Again, Winchell keeping the pace. It is good news for John Winchell if he keeps up at this pace. If he gets 10s again, he would be 9 pins ahead, so as long as we avoid him pinning issue, we should be okay on from his point of view anyway. That's on the head pin, and that's the break he was looking for. Phooey, who needs spare leaves anyway? Strike in the 9th. What a match we are witnessing, friends. On the strike on the 3-pin. Now then. This is 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Still filling a strike. Shaded by the head pin, 7 fill. So he will be at least 2 marks ahead when all is said and done. Taking prudent sticks on the right side. 9 leaves by my count 106. We'll check in and see if it's official. And leave a not-so-subtle plug for Spread Eagle Productions here in the corner of your screen. 99 versus 106 is confirmed. Just put that back there. And there you see the strings so far. 15 difference? Yep. 15 difference is confirmed as well. So, a 2-mark advantage for John Winchell coming down the stretch in the final 2 strings. 5 strings total pinfall, only 1 moves on. Aaron's remaining pins in the 3rd ball are the 1, 5, 8, and 10. For the man out of Academy Lanes in Haverhill. He got a sidewell carom and gets an out. The 8 seed gets a 3-1 split, but however, that 6-pin has a piece of wood. It's tough, it's vertical, but it does widen the target. although it would have to hit the high side. How much it helps is debatable. Because if it hit too low, it wouldn't have pushed anyway. Much as Aaron's unhappy with the 8 boxes, they are saving him pins, which could be significant down the stretch. This washes out. He's got the 4 horsemen left side, which I don't think we've seen in its pure form all evening, if my memory serves. We've had a lot of Kaliris, back pins, strange stuff. But against just this, outside on it. That's a spread eagle statistic I know offhand. 36% for Pro Bowlers. Thanks to Bob Lee, as always, for compiling these statistics.
Boxes to finish the half with. Let's go.
So now 3 8 boxes. So 6 pins down in the first 3 boxes. Not that Aaron's accuracy has been terribly bad at all. But it's a very unforgiving game, as we all know. This one's on the head pin. Now then. The sleeve was good, that is bad, that it's better. Now it's a kingpin with a piece of wood in front. And gone. Unhappy with the 8 boxes, but nothing to spare, can't fix. A fill ball coming up. He got the head pin, a skinny slice of it. He did. It's a 5 fill, 39. But frustrated not to get a better fill or leave than that. And now 3 lonely islands in a string where Aaron doesn't want to go 8 again. But the pins are giving him no mercy, and it's a 47.5 despite the mark. Thank you, Rodney. Much appreciated. Thank you so much to you and everyone for watching. Again, we are live here. Make sure to follow the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Facebook page. Like and or follow, I suppose. We're in playoffs now, but this is a good league, and I suspect we're going to have plenty more great bowlers coming through it in the years to come. This sleeve is a favorite of my spread eagle colleague Dave Chestercove. It's the 4 and 2, 1 3 4 6 7 9. It's pretty when it goes. He got on the head pin. Got the right side. And a chance now to start picking up 10s. He does. John Winchell, number 1 seed, with that 64% win rate. Kaliri. Winchell's average 122, St. Cyr's average 113. And yet, despite what it says on paper, these 2 bowlers putting on a great close match. Got on the wood, it took him into the head pin and does collect some pins. And it's 2-7 for the out. Even gaining one would be helpful, and he gains two anyway. If he gets another 10, he'll have basically gained a mark just based on third balls alone. Big washout. Four horsemen left. His first look at it. Ooh! He was an iota away from the head pin. John Winchell, the home bowler, right here at Exeter Lanes in New Hampshire. Nines are fine as well. So if he pins out, 396 and a 17 pin advantage as it stands. Borderline 3-mark edge, depending. That's head pin. Did it break up? No. 4-6. There's wood frozen. This is like against the edge of the plate, which is probably among the fussiest sorts of wood you can imagine in this game. It never really goes the way you want it to. Even if you hit it one side or the other, it's hard to get it to really spin in the direction you want. But he's playing right anyway. He did kick it over. Unfortunately, behind the 4. Probably could have made another pin if it weren't that one. Nine again, and it's 38's no mark. To end the first half, he's got the left side. Wood comes back. I don't think it's really going to nestle itself in the middle of that array. So he's got 1, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10. Wood was moving back there, so he had to settle it. You can't shoot until the wood stops moving. Got on the head pin! Getting these pins, so again, despite not getting the spare, not getting a single mark in this half, he comes away with 10, losing only 2 pins. And he maintains a 16-pin edge. That is confirmed, 48-47. This is a huge washout, and St. Cyr is the 1, 3, and 6, and an opportunity. The second round is reseeded, so it will always be highest versus lowest, and then the middle two playing each other. Which is why there's so many contingencies around. If St. Cyr wins, he might get Beaupre, else someone else. Again, as Winchell said, it could be a case of first one to wake up wins. Spread eagle.
Got pins, bud. Come on.
And against a tricky spread eagle, it just would not cooperate. It's a 7-box. Still looking for a 10-box. But you heard John Winchell's encouragement in the backdrop, always the sportsmanlike thing that many bowlers in this league do. Always encouraging each other, knowing how humbling this game is and knowing how difficult these pins are. And Aaron St. Cyr has a great potential possibility against this 10-pin. It's tricky for a righty, and it's shaded just. Not even into the channel, just a whisker away. We'll let the pin sweep take care of that one. 72 through 8. Now then, no tricky triangle this time, it's 2-4. He has one spare, but could he use another? Boxes 81 through 9. Frustration growing, but nothing a strike can't fix. Even a mark. Four horsemen. Thank you to ACST Personified for your comment. High school radio. That's the answer. Long time ago. He gets the out here, and a 10-box. .91 string, and the frustration is evident. But still one string to go after this. John Winchell, if he gets 10s, could be as much as 4 marks ahead in this elimination match. Thank you to all 23 of you who are watching. This 1 versus 8 matchup is shaping up to be a good one. Greg Guyar on behalf of Atlantic Candlepin Single Store and Spread Eagle Productions. We thank you very much for spending some of your evening with us as we watch this great playoff action from Exeter Lanes in New Hampshire. That tails into the head pin, 2-4-7-9. Tougher for a righty to make this pocket, but the geometry of the pins, much better than 2-4-7-10, let's put it that way. That's on the outside, and Aaron St. Cyr has had the 1 spare between these two so far. Mitchell collecting pins, that's a 10. One spare to none, and yet if Winchell pins out, he'd gain a mark after string 4 is said and done. Let's see. Just to the left side of the head pin, he's got the Caleri right side now. Best in the North. Ooh, boy. Could use an out here. 7 down, 3 to go. Place the wood perfectly. 10. There's always that old chestnut about why would you, if you see the pins, play the pins, but hey. I am not going to be the one to tell either of them that. Not that I would anyway. If you've seen these earlier strings, you've been with us all night long. These pins have been having their way with them. Winchell got the pocket. He's got a check mark left side. First time seeing that this evening. A lot of tricky triangles. Again, just the pins alone would be helpful. And he needs them here on the third ball. This is the culmination of an 18-week regular season that has brought us to this point. Perfect 10. To get up and I couldn't believe my eyes. This is 78 through 8, no mark. I've heard a lot of anecdotes about 96 or 97, no mark. Now it's going to be difficult here. But wouldn't this be something? If he could get 20 in the next 2 boxes. Has to peel back the layer of this onion, and it's not going to be easy. Now then, 157. Grabs a pin. Even 96 no mark would be commendable. Or get a spare and go more than the 20 pins ahead he already is. That's head pin. Big mix strike. At the last possible moment. A huge chance to go possibly 5 marks ahead with a good fill. Last ball coming up. String number 4. Got on the head pin, yes. 9 fill. As far as John is concerned, thank goodness. I have it down as 105.91. We'll check one more time. And And that is confirmed. The scores you see on your screen in just a moment. Caleri right side. That's where we stand. A 29-pin gap. And that 6-pin wobbled on the way. He's going to give it a good look and then hit the button. And an opening 6. And Aaron hopes not the last hurrah. Now Aaron does a wise thing here and takes a moment to regroup. The season's down to 9 boxes, but he takes a moment to make sure he's getting the most out of every single ball. You never know. A good second ball. And now he knows he's found the range. He needs to put together a lot of marks. This is an uphill climb. But good pitting like that makes it just that. It does give him a chance. Oh my goodness! I could have sworn there were pins standing a moment ago. And that's the sort of thing you never know. That's head pin again! On a strike. So close to a huge happening, but against treacherous wood, he got it again. Back-to-back marks. Sparefill in the 4th, head pin again! This really is one heck of a last hurrah. But he shades just to the right of the 5-pin. But nonetheless, a good first half, 63. And let's see if John Winchell can get a few extra marks. As it is, if he pins out, he would have 16. He would only be about 2.5 marks ahead. Winchell's first ball, last string, big mix, 310. And now the pins are waking up. And these bowlers are rising to the occasion. This wood is a lot, to be honest with you. There's a piece of wood vertically to the right of the 3-pin and a plank in front of the 10. It hit the cap to the right of the 3, I believe, and deflected away. So a 9. Well, friends, we should acknowledge that John Winchell is a heavy favorite right now, but you saw the explosiveness of that string 5 first half for Aaron. Hold all tickets. This number 8 seed is not out of it yet. That's head pin. Now. 5 drops, yes. 7 pin, wood in front. Well, this wood should still be okay. It moved a little further away. And there is a double piece of wood. He doesn't... Got on the intersection of the pieces of wood, and yes, the spare does carry. You heard me hem and haw. I was worried it would helicopter away, but not the case at all. And if Winchell continues to post these marks... But he filled it with 4. Through 2. 26 of you watching along with us. Winchell made a huge bid against the spread eagle and left the 2. The toughest pin, but he'll be grateful for all those other pins on the second ball. Ten again. Maintaining this 3 mark advantage he has going. Triangle number 3. 3, 5, and 6. Again, one more time, everyone, don't forget to like the video by hitting thumbs up whichever platform you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Facebook page, and on YouTube, where we'll rerun this on Spread Eagle Productions. And of course, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe our pages as well for more great Candlepin content. One more to go for the home bowler. Out of here, Exeter Lanes, Exeter, New Hampshire. And then 5 boxes from the man out of Academy Lanes. With the next round of the playoffs on the line. Checkmark right. Check mark, check it off. Big time mark for John Winchell. $24 ahead. I always phrase it in terms of marks, like if you're getting an average fill of 6, but if you start chaining them together, you start getting strikes and big fills on spares. You never know. Now, earlier today, I made a quip about how Aaron had been facing a lot of these triangle leaves. This is the hardest one for a right-hander, the 6, 9, 10. Left out of his hand, unfortunately. $72 through 6. After a big clutch Marcus Moira mentions in the 5th. Now that he missed the head pin, but he can still get something going here. 1, 2, 9. This wood is nestled nicely against the 9. My prediction is a play on the 1-2 should be sufficient. Got it! No! It hit the sidewall. The head pin did not carry back. Aaron likely needs to mark out here. He's got the 3-6 gone. 1, 2, 4, 10. Skipper off the foul line. And it's 7. Two boxes left. It's mixing a whole lot. John Winchell still encouraging him on. Sportsmanlike thing to do. And could this be the beginning of the end? 98 through 9. I'm afraid to say, folks, I think. Now, one thing, I have been very close to the bowlers, proximity-wise, all day. So, someone will get very mad if they overhear me, but I think this result is pretty much done and dusted. I'll check the scores one more time. And then let's watch John Winchell in the last 5 boxes here on Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Score is confirmed, 106 for Aaron St. Cyr. He put up some valiant runs of marks. The pins had their way with both of these bowlers. And Winchell crushes the head pin on a spare fill. Watch the totals on your screen. It's gone. Spare in the 6th. After an 18-week regular season, the number 1 seed, 162-90. Yep. Not yet. 4 fill on the head pin. 4 fill on the 2 pin, excuse me. And a big second ball. And as of that second ball, it is mathematical. John Winchell is on his way to the Northern semifinals to face Matt Susi, where he will again have home lane advantage. We'll try and snag an interview with the bowler after. We'll try and snag an interview afterwards the best I'm able. Horseman right side. So once again, Winchell moves on. He's the number 1 seed. Matt Susi, the number 7 seed, who upset Josh Daly, has advanced, so it'll be 1 versus 7. Justin Scally and Nate Lees happened earlier today. I do not know the results of that. I wouldn't say it on air anyway. So that our YouTube audience has the chance to enjoy those matches as well. And the 3-6 matchup, Keith Beaupre hosting Bruno DeFeo this Saturday with Justin Scally on the call. One, 7, 8, 10. One thing's for sure, this has been a tough match for both bowlers, who, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, had hot streaks coming into this. Both of them had series. John Winchell in Week 18 at a 127 plus. Aaron St. Cyr at a 130. And these pins were not about to let that happen today. One, two. And Winchell gets 1 for the road. Again, my name is Greg Guyar. Thank you so much to everyone who's been joining us here on Facebook and YouTube. There's a good Phil.
Where's that been?
Where's that been all night, he says. Well, the pins end up in their rightful position on the deck. And John Winchell has punched his ticket to the next round. Let's put the scoreboard on screen. We see it here. John Winchell, by our unofficial count, has won this match 572 to 529. Just one moment, folks.
Sure. So I gotta. This now, pay for this one, right? You want to go out on the.
I'm not sure we could get the camera going, but that's all right.
That's all right.
But I'm here with John Winchell here, the winner of that match versus Aaron St. Cyr. John, what a tough... You both came into this with averages... After Week 18, you had an average of 130, 127, and then the pins seem to have their way today. How do you fight through it when the pins are just not giving you anything?
There's no easy answer. I tried multiple things. Moving up, moving back, moving right, moving left, bending the knees more, slowing the ball down. And, I mean, there was a little flurry there on that second string, but nothing consistent seemed to work tonight.
Well, ultimately, and Aaron St. Cyr did have a string of marks there, but ultimately you prevailed, and you were on your way to face Matt Susi in the next round.
Yes.
Your thoughts on bowling him?
I can't bowl the same way I did tonight because it's not going to be enough. Matt is a very capable bowler. Yeah.
He upset.
It's gonna be at least probably 620 in that match, so this is not gonna cut it.
He upset Josh Daly, and he might be on his way for you, but time will tell as it's coming up next in the second round of the playoffs. John, thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Commiserations to Aaron, who bowled well and had some explosive moments during that. And again, thank you to all of you watching live on Facebook and later on YouTube on Spread Eagle Productions. Again, my name is Greg Guyar, and from Exeter Lanes in New Hampshire, good night.